Life has a way of surprising us in the most unexpected ways. Meet Clara, an elderly black cleaning lady who spent decades working hard and keeping her head down in a world that often overlooks people like her. One day, her life takes a shocking turn when she's wrongly accused of stealing from the very company she's devoted herself to. The humiliation and betrayal cut deep, but instead of breaking her, they ignite a fire within. Clara refuses to let the false accusations define her. With nothing left to lose, she sets out on a journey to clear her name and prove her worth. What happens next is nothing short of extraordinary. Clara's rise from disgrace to becoming CEO of the same company leaves everyone stunned. But how does she get there? And what will she do when she finally holds the power? Clara had always been the first to arrive and the last to leave, scrubbing floors and emptying trash cans with quiet dignity. She didn't complain, even when others looked past her like she wasn't there. But when a valuable piece of equipment went missing, all eyes suddenly turned to her. Management didn't ask questions, they assumed. The whispers among coworkers grew louder, and soon she was escorted out of the building in disgrace. At home, Clara stared at the eviction notice on her kitchen table. Years of hard work, gone in an instant. But as painful as it was, Clara couldn't shake the thought that something didn't add up. Why was she singled out so quickly? And why now? Determined to uncover the truth, Clara began to dig. What she discovered would not only change her life, but shock everyone involved. Clara's nights became a swirl of questions and memories, replaying every moment leading up to the accusation. She remembered how Mr. Lawrence, a senior manager, had been oddly watchful lately, his eyes following her as she worked. He'd never spoken much to her before, but now his voice echoed in her mind, calm yet cutting when he said, "We know it was you." Determined to clear her name, Clara visited the company late one evening, blending into the shadows she knew so well. From the outside, she watched the staff through the windows, catching glimpses of hurried conversations and nervous glances. Something felt off. Clara's instincts told her this wasn't just about missing equipment. It was something bigger. Meanwhile, an unexpected ally emerged. Amanda, a young receptionist who'd overheard whispers of a setup. But could Clara trust her? Clara knew she was stepping into dangerous territory, but she couldn't stop now. With Amanda's help, she gained access to company records, uncovering transactions and emails that painted a startling picture. It wasn't just one missing item. There was a trail of discrepancies pointing to someone higher up. Mr. Lawrence's name kept appearing, tied to shady deals and missing funds. The more Clara and Amanda uncovered, the more the pieces began to fall into place. Mr. Lawrence had orchestrated the theft and framed Clara to cover his tracks. But confronting him wouldn't be easy. Clara was just an outsider in their world, and without solid proof, no one would believe her. Then came the company gala, the perfect stage for her next move. As Clara entered the grand hall, all eyes turned to her. She wasn't invisible anymore. As Clara stood in the dazzling lights of the gala, her heart raced. She had planned to confront Mr. Lawrence in front of everyone, but something unexpected stopped her. Across the room, she spotted Amanda whispering to another manager, her expression tense. Clara had trusted her, but now doubts crept in. Could Amanda have been playing both sides all along? Before Clara could react, Mr. Lawrence approached her with a forced smile. "I didn't expect to see you here," he said, his voice low and cold. He leaned closer, his tone shifting. "You should leave before you embarrass yourself." But Clara had come too far to back down. She clutched a flash drive in her pocket, holding the evidence she and Amanda had gathered. Yet just as she prepared to expose him, a sudden announcement from the stage changed everything. A new CEO was about to be named, and Clara's name was shockingly on the list. The room fell silent as the announcement echoed through the hall. Clara froze, disbelief washing over her. Mr. Lawrence's smug expression faltered for a moment, replaced by confusion. The board had uncovered his fraudulent activities and, in a bold move, decided to hand leadership to someone they believed could restore trust: Clara. Clara stepped onto the stage, her hands trembling but her voice steady. For years, I was invisible to many of you. Tonight, I'm here to remind everyone that integrity matters. She held up the flash drive, revealing the evidence. The crowd murmured as security escorted Mr. Lawrence out, his protests drowned by applause. But as Clara addressed the audience, she noticed Amanda slipping out the back. Later, she learned Amanda had been feeding information to both sides, hoping to secure her own position. Clara smiled to herself. The future had just begun. In the weeks that followed, Clara stepped into her new role with determination, transforming the company from the inside out. She made it her mission to create a workplace where every voice mattered, especially those often ignored. Employees who once underestimated her now admired her strength and vision. Though Amanda's betrayal stung, Clara chose to focus on what mattered most: building a legacy of fairness and opportunity. She quietly reached out to other workers who had faced injustice, offering them a second chance just as she'd been given one. Standing in her office one evening, Clara looked out at the city skyline. She thought about where she started and how far she'd come. Her journey wasn't just about clearing her name. It was about proving that resilience and integrity could triumph, no matter how tough the odds.